All right, everybody, what stresses you out? That's the topic of our show here today on The Girls. We have a very special guest. We're going to tell you how you can relieve your stress, not only at home, but in the office and even in your car. So we're very excited to have our guest on with us later, but we'll meet Dina Stewart later. She's a yogi, and you don't have to practice yoga to learn these techniques.
Right, you could do them anywhere. And talking about stress, I had a stress-filled week.
Oh, really?
Really stressed. Well, yeah, it started out pretty good. Usually I handle stress pretty well. You know, take one thing as it comes, but it just seems like they keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. So this week, glad you asked, we had quite a storm, and I was sitting on the sofa watching the television, and of course our dog Gucci jumped on the couch, a miracle, came and snuggled up next to me, and I said to Dad, you know, I think something's going on because he never does this. He never comes and snuggles up like that. And 2 seconds later, the TV got hit with lightning. There's like big crack, bang, snap, big spark, the whole bit. So we're sitting watching our large TV, the flat screen, and of course that went. And next day we had the cable guy come because none of the televisions were working. So it seemed like he was in Brook Hill all day, visiting and replacing cable boxes for everyone. We were the ones our TV got hit. So we're the lucky ones. So we were able to fix the two little guys with the new cable box, but then I had to go and order, you know, the new big TV. So now, since we have no TV to sit and relax, I've been in the kitchen. So I can't just be in the kitchen watching TV. I'm baking pies, and I'm putting up shades, and I'm doing like all kind of crap. So.
Oh, well, we've had some crazy weather with snow in the end of April and all these thunderstorms that we've been having, and it's been crazy. I actually had a very relaxing weekend because we had a best friend BFF weekend. We went to Baltimore, me and Justine and our kiddos. So we surprised the girls, and as you might know if you follow the show, Justine lives in Harrisburg. So we went up to Harrisburg and we got the girls, and in the morning we told them, hey, we're going on vacation. So the girls were all excited. So we took them to the, you know, to the aquarium center, and they got to go to Hard Rock Cafe, and we took them on a speedboat ride. So we actually had a very relaxing weekend.
Nice, nice. Well, we're relaxing now. We're at the Dragonfly Cafe in downtown Hazleton, and Smith Floral sent us some beautiful flowers again. Yes. Aren't these green things really pretty?
They're awesome.
They're called, what do you hear the name? They're called Green Trick Dianthus.
And they're different.
Yeah. They are really pretty with the Astromeria in here, but that's the Shakira Astromeria.
Now this is something I could probably keep alive. I usually have a brown thumb, so I don't know. I've kept 2 fish alive, 2 beta fish alive.
And your kids.
And my children aren't animals or plants, so they're still alive for now. We did ask a Facebook question. I'm going to pull it up here on mine, and we said, you know, what really stresses you out? We had some really good answers on here. Some people said that work stressed them out. Some people said that people who don't appreciate them stress them out. Money issues, their children, trying to balance work schedules. You need to be 2 places at one time. So there were some really nice answers on here. So I'm curious to talk with Dina when she comes on to tell us about ways that you can relax. You don't necessarily have to practice yoga. This isn't a show just on yoga. It's actually stress relieving. And who does not have stress? You might know someone and think, oh, what do they have to stress about? Their life is perfect. But everyone has something that they stress over, whether it be, you know, their internally they have stress or anxiety, or they have financial problems, or they have children, or sometimes you just worry. I know, being in the news business,
it's a stressful world.
All those years, people say that too. It's like, oh my God, the world is going so fast. Like, you need to slow it down. There's no time to even worry about worrying because we're just so into technology and everything like that. But it's going to be exciting. We're going to learn how to meditate. We've had guests on and we said, okay, you should be meditating. But now we're going to learn how to actually meditate. I don't think I could sit still too long, and this is going to be amazing because Dina says there's a way you can meditate without actually being still. That's so for me, right? What about you?
Meditation in motion.
You're pretty good at concentrating, though.
I am. I'm living in the moment and living in the present. So we're going to go to commercial because we can't wait to get Dina on the set. So stay with us.
right, who is feeling a little stressed out? That is the topic on today's show on The Girls, and we're going to talk about ways to relieve your stress. We have this little cutie with us, Dina Stewart, and she's a little yogi. I know little, but she's a yogi. She's very powerful, but she's a yogi.
She's a petite flower.
Yes. We're so excited to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
We've talked about yoga before, and we've actually done a class, a session, I should say, but we wanted to focus more on stress, and everyone deals with stress, and stress can really have a negative effect on your body. You might not even know it, but it could cause hair loss, it could cause anxiety, depression, all kind of medical problems, as you know, being a nurse, right?
Right. So Dina, tell us, how did you get involved with doing yoga?
Actually, Peg Bono, who owns the Dragonfly, posted something on Facebook about a power yoga class she took, and that interested me, so I went to one class, and I was hooked. That class was at Mystic, which is located on Route 93 in West Hazelton.
What hooked you?
I must say that the practice right away was really challenging, but after the class was over, I felt amazing. I felt calm. I felt, I did feel less stress, since we're talking about stress, and it was good exercise. So being sore the next day showed me that it was an exercise class, so you're able to work the muscles. But aside from being about exercise, there is a stress relieving component to the yoga practice, and that is one of the things that has kept me practicing it every day. I started a daily practice in May of 2011, and I'm still going every single day. It's become necessary for me.
You've actually have practiced for an entire year straight.
Almost 4 years straight.
All right, without a day off.
Never a day off.
Which seems to me, if you have time to fit that in your schedule with working and having a child, that it's something that is attainable.
Absolutely. I work full-time as a paralegal in Wilkes-Barre. I teach yoga. I teach about 7 to 9 classes every week. I have a daughter. I'm a single mom. I maintain my house. So there is always a way to fit it in.
And how long does it take you to actually practice what you do every day?
What my practice is about anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, sometimes longer, never less than 40 minutes though. That's not something that's necessary for everyone. That's just for me personally. That's what I do.
So what's like the least amount of time that someone would have to take out of their day to devote to themselves to have inner peace?
It could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's whatever you can fit in. And when we talk about cultivating a daily practice of meditation or yoga or anything that is stress relieving, you start small and you build your way up. There's no set schedule. You basically do what's best for you. You don't want to cause yourself more stress by worrying about how to put the stress relief into your life.
It's just one more thing in your schedule that you have to do. So if you make it something that you want to do, it's much easier.
Absolutely.
Now there are some stress relieving things that people can do as far as scents in their home or even in your office. And we have with us, this is a diffuser?
Yes, it's an aromatherapy diffuser. It's from Young Living Oils. Okay. The scent that is in there now is the stress relief scent. It's a combination of lime and lavender. Just having that in your home and just putting that aromatherapy in the air and just breathing that in is very calming.
So you can take this and put it around your kids. You are getting sleepy. You are calming down. You are tired. Does that work or not?
I haven't tried it, no.
You haven't tried it?
I have not tried it with my daughter's pretty chill, so
yeah,
she's
what works for me is the Epsom salt. I get the eucalyptus Epsom salt and I dunk my kids in there for 15 minutes. And
head first or what?
No, they go in. They love it now. Before they're thinking, oh, Mom, what's this stuff? Because it has to dissolve. Mason's like, what are you making me do here? I said, you'll like it once you do it.
And then he gets a pedicure.
Yeah. No, he doesn't. He'd kill me if I said that. But the Epsom salt, so a lot of different senses, right? Like vanilla, lavender. Are there different oils or?
Oh yes, they're all different oils. There's the lavender oil, there's rose oil. You can get them anywhere at Wegmans. I'm not sure if Giant has them. I haven't really looked, but they're really available just about anywhere. Sometimes you can even just mix a couple drops of lavender oil in a small spray bottle and just spray your pillow at night before you go to bed. And then you have the lavender scent to help you fall asleep.
How about just the real thing, like some lemons and things like that, if people have in their home? You ever notice when you're making something, when you're cooking something and it's spicy or whatever, it just, it just changes your mood.
Oh,
makes
absolutely.
you feel more homey.
All the floral scents in the home, like if you have roses in your home, or some people grow their own lavender. A lot of people I know have their own herb gardens, and then they just harvest them and bring them into the home, and that's also very calming
and
too.
Of course, in our area, we have all of 2 months to have outside nice weather.
Now,
so
they can grow them inside.
I know, you can grow it inside, but it's really difficult with no sun. But anyhow,
Well, you can have this in your workplace if you work in an office environment too.
Absolutely.
All right.
As long as your coworkers don't mind the scents.
Well, if you have your own office or your little cubicle, you can do the little spray like you talked about.
Yep, absolutely. Or perfume oils too also work.
So now, if someone doesn't have time to actually physically do their yoga before they leave their home or their practice, so there's some things that they can do maybe on the way to work if they have a little bit of a drive or something. What are some things you could do while you're out of your home?
You can do breathing exercises. I do that a lot of the time when I'm driving. I drive a half hour to 45 minutes to work. So even if I'm running late, that's when I get stressed out, or if someone cuts me off in traffic. That happens to all of us, right?
That was one of our comments on our Facebook message, what stresses you out, and they said aggressive drivers.
Yes. You know, even right before things like job interviews and things like that, while you're waiting to be called in, you can do some breathing exercises to help bring your heart rate down and to help you feel more calm.
I almost, when you said that, I feel like I almost hold my breath a lot.
Yes.
And with your shoulders, up, so they say relax your shoulders and try to breathe in and out.
Absolutely. And we do hold our breath. The moving meditation that you had mentioned before, yoga is a moving meditation. And a lot of times when you're in a challenging pose, I notice that several of my students hold their breath while they're in the pose, just probably praying for the pose to end. But,
or not to move and fall, because sometimes you're balancing yourself, right?
Right. But the breath is what keeps you stable in the pose, and your breath is what keeps you stable in life. So as long as you can bring your focus to your breathing, and you'll notice very quickly how much you can calm yourself down just by simply breathing.
Well, I'm going to stop you right there. We don't want you to move, but we do want you to breathe. We'll be right back with some more of the girls. Welcome back to the girls. If you're just joining us, we've been talking about trying to relieve stress, and our special guest today is yoga instructor Dina Stewart, and she is here with us today. We are now down at her level. We're on the mats, and we're going to learn some great stress relieving meditation yoga things. Right?
Yes, I guess we'll start with a breathing exercise that is accessible for everyone. You can do it at any time. You don't need to be seated anywhere special. I've done it in my car, in my office, just about anywhere, really, that you need to calm down. Okay? So this particular breathing exercise, it's in English, it's called the victorious breath. So just find a comfortable seat. For our purposes here, you can place your hands on your knees, and you'll take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. Deep breath in. Exhale. One more time, inhale big. Keep your mouth closed this time on the exhale, but keep that vibration in the back of the throat. So it's an audible exhale. And when you keep breathing like this, you find the top of your breath on the inhale and the very bottom of the breath on the exhale. So you're filling up the lungs completely and emptying completely. And you just do this over and over. And you find that after several repetitions, you're actually more calm.
Now, why do I feel dizzy?
Because of the extra oxygen that you're bringing in.
Ooh,
We
like
do
a high.
not, we don't walk around breathing deeply like this all the time. Our breath is regularly very shallow. So when you're breathing this extra energy and oxygen into the body, you can become a little bit lightheaded. And my daughter, when she hears me breathing, she knows something's up.
So when the steam is coming out of your ears, the kids know.
It's part of the count to 10.
Mom and Dad
Exactly.
Regulate their breathing.
Absolutely.
All right, so that's something we can all do.
Right. Now, the poses. The poses that I'm going to show you today can be done anywhere. I've done them in my office. I have been caught in poses many times during stressful moments at work, next to my desk, you know, wherever there's room in a conference room, it doesn't matter. Where there's a will, there's a way. So the first pose is called child's pose. So what you do is you come onto your hands and knees, and you bring the knees to the outer edge, and your toes touch, and the hips melt back towards the heels, and the arms reach long, and the forehead rests. And you take those deep breaths that I just taught you. You can turn your head from side to side, massage your forehead, and just holding here. Usually about 5 breaths will do it. Depending on your day or the situation, you might hold it a little bit longer.
I do this before I go to bed.
And does it help you relax?
It does.
See?
It's the last thing I do.
Okay, so the second pose that I'm going to show you is you come into it from downward facing dog, which is a common yoga pose. So come to tabletop. Thank you. Stack your wrists under the shoulders, tuck your toes, and take the hips up and back. This is down dog. And while we're in down dog, we're going to lower onto the forearms. This is called dolphin pose. And the purpose of dolphin pose, it is considered an inversion. And with the hips up high above the heart and lungs, it recirculates the body, bringing all the blood and fluids back towards the heart and lungs. And you continue with those deep inhales and exhales, and this is also very calming. And it is not a pose that a lot of people can hold for very long. So when you're ready to come out of it, you lower onto the knees and back to your child's pose. And then to come out of it, you just come up to seated on your heels. Okay?
Ooh.
How do you feel?
Good.
Good? Okay. Another relaxation pose, you don't even need to come onto the floor at all for this. Just a standing forward fold. So you bring your feet hip distance, okay? And then you inhale, reach the arms all the way up, and you exhale and just fold forward. Okay? Now, depending on how tight your hamstrings are, you want to bend your knees to release the low back. And you could reach your opposite hand to opposite elbow and just hang. This is called ragdoll. And you can just turn from side to side, pendulum back and forth. And again, continuing with that deep breathing.
That's a nice stretch.
Yeah. And combined, stretching combined with the breath, it really helps to relieve your stress level. Bring it down. And yoga is a moving meditation. So, you know, even though it's a strenuous, can be strenuous physical practice, it also helps to clear the mind, which helps to relieve your stress. So release the arms down, and then come back up to standing. Reach up, stretch high, and then come back to standing.
You could do this at work, right?
Absolutely.
Especially if you're sitting all day, it releases all of that back part.
I love that part. Yeah. Okay, so those are some basic moves. Now some.
Well, there's one more.
Oh, there's one more.
There's one more. So
breathe and calm.
yes. There's another inversion You see in yoga, a lot of people will do headstands and handstands and stuff like that.
You're not going to make me do a headstand, are you?
Absolutely not, no. Actually, dolphin, what we did, is a headstand prep pose. So you're getting the benefits of the headstand by doing that pose. But this one, it's called legs up the wall.
Here we go.
So.
Oh, we're doing it?
Yes. So you bring yourself close to the wall.
Okay.
And you come on to your back. And you scoot yourself.
Wait, we have a microphone back here.
Just do what you can to shift that over. And then you bring your butt right up against the wall. And you press up through the heels.
I gotta move my microphone.
And you just breathe, like we did before, the deep breathing.
Oh, this one's relaxing.
You can do this anywhere, right?
Yes. This one is very restorative because
I'm climbing the wall. I'm trying to get in closer.
That's okay. You scoot yourself as close as you can. You can start with your hip against the wall and just kind of fling the legs up.
Okay, now I'm in.
Yeah. And then you just, because the wall is supporting you. And again, it's an inversion, so everything is flowing back towards the heart and lungs, calming us down. And it also, it's a calming pose. But inversions and inversions like dolphin and legs up the wall are also energizing because of the circulating factor.
What do you do with your arms? You put those up too?
No, the arms are at your sides.
Arms at your side.
Yeah. And just breathe nice and steady.
So if you're following along at home and you're trying to do this.
And you're just tuning in, we aren't crazy. Well, we are crazy, but.
No, but you could see that you really don't need any equipment. All you need is yourself and maybe a mat. You could carry a mat with you in the car.
You don't really even need a mat. You can do it wherever. And with legs up the wall, you don't even need the wall. You can just lie down and bring your legs up and like you're standing on the ceiling and just hold your legs up. And it's the same.
I will say if you come to the Dragonfly, it's a very beautiful ceiling too.
It is. Look
Just
at
letting
the
everyone know at home.
It has a picture, it has
Of
a
a
painting,
dragonfly.
I should say, of a dragonfly
Clouds.
in the sky.
It's a
So
beautiful
it's
sky.
beautiful what we're
Yeah.
looking up at.
It's a really good place to meditate.
So to come out of this pose when you're against the wall, just bring the knees in, roll to the left, and just press yourself back up to seated.
Over your microphone. You won't have one of these on at home though. Okay.
So now the meditation part. Okay, meditation can be, the thought of meditation can be intimidating because we all are multitasking and running from task to task all day long. How are we going to clear our minds? Don't get attached to the idea that you have to clear your mind. If you just come to a seat, wherever you are, you can bring, the way I meditate, I bring my fingertips together and I focus on my breath, that deep breathing, the deep inhales and exhales, and they're called finger presses. You press the thumbs together and then your index finger, then your middle finger, then your ring finger, and then the pinky finger. And you do that over and over again. You start over. And if you can maintain the focus on your breath by doing those the finger presses, the point presses, over and over again, don't attach to the number of times that you do it. You'll find that that's a form of meditation because you're in your breath and you're just focusing on something else that is not your thoughts. Okay? Some people use a chant called a mantra while they're meditating. They'll repeat it over and over. It's likened to like the rosary when they say the Our Father over and over. That's a form of meditation.
You can pray. Mm-hmm.
Exactly, you can say whatever. Some people say the alphabet, some people will count. So there's all different types of ways that you can meditate. You just find that way that is most comfortable for you.
We are running out of time, but we want you to check out Dina on her Facebook, her website, all that great information. You do sessions. This yoga is for anybody. You do classes for children. You do classes for people of all different fitness levels.
Yes.
And we're happy to have you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you again. And if you want to get one of those nice stress relieving machines, you could also get in touch with you for that as well. It makes a great gift. Haha, Janine. Okay, well, we're going to sit here and chillax. So we'll see you on the next Girl.
Thank you.